right, folks. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Off the Grid. I wanted to welcome my guest who was over here a couple sessions ago. Welcome back to the legendary DJ John Doe from the mighty 1200 Hobos crew, man. What's going on? How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. Thanks for having
Yeah.
me.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yo, it's good, man. Last time we talked, a lot of stuff has happened in between. I saw you spend some time in Jamaica. Ellis, how was that?
It was fun. It was first time at an all-inclusive resort, first time there in Jamaica, first
Okay.
time going with a large group of people, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Did you guys get outside of the resort and see some other stuff, or just
Yeah, we
mostly
were
you were
able
there for
to.
activities?
Yeah, we were able to. We were able to go to the Bob Marley Mausoleum where he was buried, and his
Whoa.
hometown, yeah, his hometown of 9 Mile where he was born, and
Yeah.
yeah, and also we walked up Dunn's River Falls, which
Oh,
was
I love that spot. That's
right,
super cool.
right.
Yeah.
So we did that, but
Hey,
otherwise,
how
just really kind of chilling out and
yeah.
enjoying the time, time off.
Hey, how far was the mausoleum from Ocho Rios?
Probably about an hour and a half, but it was the worst bumpy ride you could ever imagine.
Okay.
It was really bad. I mean, we actually had to pull over. One of the ladies in the car was going to get sick because the
Oh
roads were so
wow.
bad. So yeah, it was a bumpy ride, really bumpy.
Yeah, that was the thing that we missed before when we went over there. We did make it out to Dunn's Waterfall, which is super cool to climb up there.
It was,
It's super amazing. But yeah, I'm envious that you made it out to Bob Marley's mausoleum. Super cool, man. Since we did the first session, we introduced John Doe and talked a lot about your history. And so, what I love to do is talk about projects, and one in particular was the Illest 7 inch, and I have that. I owned that before we even knew each other. I had that piece, and I played that on high rotation quite a bit. So, man, I'm thankful that you want to talk to me about this thing here. Does this look familiar?
go ahead.
No, yeah, I love it, man. So super cool, man. So yeah, so I thought that would be a good follow up to our session would be to talk about some of your projects such as this. And I'm tracking that you released it in March 2022. Does that sound right?
March 2022. It might have been it might have been before that, but I think it was
Okay.
released digitally later.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay,
So,
that's what might have happened, man. But I know it's the follow up to your first Bulletproof release in 2005, and I didn't realize that this was part two. I should have with the two on the cover,
right.
but super cool, man. Just hey man, can you talk to me about this project real quick? So it's a 7 inch. It's a big deal because it made it on wax. But what made you decide to follow up the first Bulletproof in '05 with another round? What was the idea behind it?
That's a great question. So I remember, I have a lot of ideas, and we talked about this before. I've got like notebooks full of ideas,
Yeah.
and I remember had written down in the notebook that line from Ice T's uh, New Jack Hustler,
Uh-huh.
the bulletproof. Fool I'm the illest, or Fool I'm the illest, bulletproof. I die harder than Bruce Willis. I had that line written down, and it was just kind of sitting there. And so basically, I just took that line and expanded upon that. And I mean, that's kind of the short story, but that's kind of how it was. As a matter of fact, it was sitting on tape, recorded. I think the actual skeleton track was probably sitting for maybe about 2 years
Oh
before
damn.
before I actually finished the scratches and put everything together. And I figured, well, I don't know how I'm going to release this, and I just had the idea to do a 7 inch with maybe some scratch tracks, and then also maybe a bonus beat, and then some like maybe a scratch sentence. So that's what I did. I thought about it, how I wanted to do it,
Yeah.
and I wasn't sure of what outlet to use to put out any more material because
Yeah.
as far as doing a full length CD, those just weren't doing things anymore, and
Yeah.
I wasn't quite sure how to do things digitally yet, and eventually I just kind of figured it out. But at this point, I figured, well, I put out cassette mixtapes, I put out a CD, I
Yeah.
put out the projects, and well, one of the things I haven't put out yet is vinyl. So I did
Oh,
the research, and yeah, did the research and found how to do that. Now, the first version, or the first Bulletproof in A Knight's Tale, was actually put out by a local record label here in Cincinnati.
okay.
They approached me to do a 7 inch if I was interested. I wasn't sure what they wanted. They said just do whatever you
Yeah.
wanted to do, and that's what came about. So
Oh
um,
man.
yeah,
Yeah, and so okay, so this one, oh man, you kind of ran with it, man. Super cool, and I love the cover art. It's pictures of samples that you cut, right? The ducks, the grilled
right,
cheese since I was 12 years old, and I
right.
couldn't tell what the picture was of the one on the bottom right to the right of the grilled cheese. What is that?
Oh, that's actually the wrapper of a it's actually the wrapper of a lollipop, like a sucker duck,
Oh
these sucker ducks. So,
yeah, and then
so actually, if you look on the back,
yep,
and see that
is it,
lollipop? That's the cover of the lollipop.
and it's got the bullets. Bullets is another sample that you scratched
Right,
in this record. I just love it, man. It's super cool. The back looks
right.
like it's yeah. Well, who did the pictures? Did you do the pictures for this?
I did the pictures, and I had a graphic designer named Feliz Turan out of Miami do the layout for me.
Oh, super cool,
So,
man.
so she did that, and I kind of told her what I wanted. I supplied the pictures and how I wanted it, and she kind of laid everything out for me.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it kind of went. Actually, I think there wasn't a whole lot of back and forth on the concept of the cover.
Okay.
Uh, I just said, this is what I want. Here are the pictures, and she picked some out. Or actually, I think I picked out the best. I don't know how many pictures of this grilled cheese sandwich I took, but this is the one I wanted. And,
The question
and
is,
also,
did you eat the grilled cheese sandwich afterwards?
actually, I believe my wife did.
Also, I would not waste food, man. So super cool.
Right. And there was a little bit of crust left. If you look on the back, you can see like some grilled cheese crust sitting on the
Yeah, yeah,
turntable.
yeah. I do. That's awesome, man. And did you have
But
the rubber ducks on hand, or did you have to buy those things?
I believe I had them on hand. Like when I first had the concept, I might have been at the dollar store or something, and
Yep,
I saw
that's
you can get a
exactly
whole
where you get them.
yeah yeah you can get a whole thing of ducks for. I still have the bag around here somewhere. There are a ton of them, and yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's
like a
funny.
dollar for like 14 ducks or whatever. But yeah,
Right.
they're around here somewhere. So I have even more than the three on the cover.
Yeah, that's special, man. There's always something about just the cover art that goes with the project. And so,
Right.
and I love the. And sorry, I'm going to veer off for a second, but your cover art for some of your projects, you use the Da Vinci Code, and then you use the book cover from the Bible Code. I
Correct.
think that's what it's from. Yeah, I
Right.
remember. So man, I just love your selection in art. Really cool, man, because it's going to be something that stands forever. And yeah, it's hard for me just to throw something random without any thought to it. So
It
super
is, and
cool.
that is kind of the way I operate. There's not a whole lot of random things put together for no reason.
Yeah.
Um, if you listen to a lot of things I've recorded, a lot of things are linearly laid out, so things kind of make sense, but at the same time,
Mhm.
you're never sure where it's going. But
Yeah.
it seems to be linear. I tend not to try to take things randomly and just throw them together because
Yeah.
it's just how I work.
Yeah, I think early on it was just me just kind of excited to do it. But yeah, as I got older and just more seasoned, yeah, I'm the same way. It's just got to be like a special meaning, even to the title, right? For me at least, the title, there has to be something attached to it.
Right, right,
Yeah. But and then I want to ask you too about the logo. So the John Doe 1200 hobos with the turntable and the crosshairs. Was that
right.
something that you came up with too? That's an awesome logo, man. Or is that the hobos logo? I don't think it is. Is it?
No, it's really just me. It's an
Yeah,
idea that I
that's what I
came up.
thought.
Yeah, it's something that came up that I came up with, and I know everyone knows it's the Public Enemy logo. It's the Jack of the Public
Yep.
Enemy logo. But I thought that'd be really cool if instead of Public Enemy, it said John Doe, 1200 hobos, and change the b boy and the crosshairs to a turntable.
Yeah.
And I put it forth to Devious. He's the one who actually did my first two covers that you mentioned, which was
Yeah.
Last Amateur and Popular Fallacies. He did the covers for those. I kind of gave him the idea, and I think he just kind of did that by memory, with the
Yeah.
stencil lettering and turning the crosshairs into a turntable, and
Yeah.
there it is. Yeah.
It's badass. Did you ever make t-shirts? I know you made stickers, man. Stickers were
Yeah,
super awesome.
yeah. I got
But
more coming. I got a white one with a red one with a red logo coming out. So
is that
yeah,
the sticker or t-shirts? You got shirts?
stickers. I did shirts a while ago, but I haven't repressed them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did them a while ago. But yeah, the logo. I just really done the stickers, and that seems to be pretty cool. People like those.
So when I make projects, and, and I think about whether or not I'm gonna do a part two. It's got to be the first one's got to be banging, man. So what was the deciding factor for you to call this Bulletproof two? You know, like for you to follow that up. You know, what drove that?
That's a great question. I didn't study for this. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
study for
yeah.
this.
No, no,
I didn't study for this
no,
quiz.
man.
Um, I think it just kind of made sense. I think, of course, it's Bulletproof 2, like part
Mm,
2, but the way I
hmm.
spell the word, Bulletproof also. I'm Bulletproof too. I'm the illest, but I'm also bulletproof, which um, I guess it's just kind of how it came about. I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes I have good reasoning for things, but you kind
yeah,
of caught me off guard, and I'm not sure how to answer
yeah.
this. But
Spontaneous and yeah.
yeah,
I love how you spelled the two also, right? And not
right.
use
That,
the
so it's not Bulletproof 2, but Bulletproof 2, and you
yeah,
know, again, a lot of it comes from the Ice T line where it says, "Fool, I'm the illest, bulletproof,
yeah,
harder than Bruce Will." So, flip that line, and it just kind of worked with everything. And
yeah.
yeah, so
And you know, like I said, I've listened to this time and time again, especially when it first came out. But I gave it a run again just to kind of refresh in my memory and just and you hinted earlier that you had the sentence, or I'm sorry, the basic structure for about 2 years before you used it. How long did it take you to finish this project, man? I mean, it was a complex assembly of drum samples and scratching. It was very intricate.
I really can't remember. Like I said, I had the skeleton. I had
Yeah.
the skeleton laid out with the I believe the chorus. I believe the choruses were in place. The chorus was really easy. It was just a loop of the vocal,
Okay.
and then I had uh, I guess the verses, if you could call that, the
Yeah.
16 bars between. I had that kind of laid out, but no scratches, and I was trying to figure out. I think I had a list of things I wanted to scratch, and I had to map it out.
Okay.
So that's why it sounds the way it does, because I had
It's
to map
amazing.
out everything. Yeah, I mapped out everything by bar. Okay, so these first 4 bars are going to be this. I'm going to switch over this and this. I haven't listened to the song in a while, so
Yeah.
I kind of forget.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's how it was mapped out.
Yeah, I just this is the kind of stuff I like to listen to when I'm working out or when I'm outside,
Okay.
you know, taking a walk. You know, it's just kind of continuous, and I don't have to think about switching the song. Like, oh, I don't like this song. Like, it just plays through, and it's great. But it's very complicated if you listen to it. And so, as I went through the tracks, the intro, yeah, super clever name too, right? But I just love it. Opens with a nice flute beat, and then you just start cutting up the bulletproof sample, and you
Right.
reveal the sample. But then there were other samples too, man. How long does it take you to collect all these samples?
Um,
That's got to be quite timely process.
yeah, like I said, I have a notebook full of
Yeah.
things I'll just kind of hear, and I'll say, oh, I could
Okay.
probably use that later.
All
And
right.
and generally, sometimes I'll have to refer back to it and say, oh, what was that line? And
Yeah.
I think how do I have it? How do I have them categorized? I think I have them categorized by artist, and I say,
Okay.
oh, I think
Ah, I see.
yeah, I think that was a Cool G Rap line, or I think that was a so and so line. So I'll go there and see what I've written down. But yeah,
Yeah.
and sometimes there's just be like I'm gonna tell you right now, just random slips of paper here with things written
Yeah. I love
on
it.
it that I haven't even like transcribed. And I know a lot of people put things on their phones, but I don't want to put
No, look
things
at
on
check
the
this
phone.
out, man. This is
Right, right.
I do the same thing.
Yeah, just all over the place. They're
Yeah.
just all over the place. And sometimes I mean to transcribe them over to my notebook so they're all in one place, but I just kind of forget when I start working on things, and
Yeah.
what happens. But as
Man.
far as how long did it take, that's a good question. I think the samples, and like all the verbals, as I like to refer to them, they've been compiled for a long time before I
Yeah.
actually said, okay, well, I'm going to use this sample, this sample, this sample, and this sample.
I
So
see. Yeah, no, it's a pretty good collection of things, man. And you know, as I got deeper into it, the Illest, the second track, which is the title track. My favorite portion on there is when you use the Ice Cube Wicked Sam. Oh man, that's just I forgot about that. So I
duck,
ain't heard.
duck, duck.
Yeah, yeah. Oh God, I love that's man, that's probably got to be one of my most favorite Ice Cube
Oh wait,
tracks, man.
that's actually not it. It's the boom ping ping, right?
I got it's I mean it's the actual the portion of the song which I can't remember what sound effect it is, but I mean I totally knew it was Wicked. So
Oh gosh,
now we're
God,
gonna have now we're gonna have to listen to it after this. But
Probably, yeah.
yeah, but your cuts, man, again, dude, I always tell you that you're on some Jedi master level DJ scratching. So it's crazy, man. And those are done in sections, right? Those aren't done
Those
in,
usually, yeah, those
yeah,
usually done in sections.
yeah.
It's funny because when it comes to scratching, if
Hmm.
you, I guess if you've listened to enough of my material, I have a certain way, certain style that I scratch, and a lot of it is probably most likely, actually, I know it's derived from my influence from Miami-based DJs.
Yeah,
So
you mentioned
if you
that the
listen
first.
to, yeah, if you listen to a lot of like the Skywalker DJs, ghetto style DJs, and any of
Yeah,
those,
Skywalker. Yeah,
yeah, a lot of those scratches, they kind of, I was heavily influenced by those DJs.
yeah, it's
As
super
far as
clean.
about, yeah, very clean.
Yeah, that's good. I know you took some time with it, but yeah, again, track after track, man, I just enjoyed it. And then you know how it runs, which is also the one of the title tracks that you have on here. You
Right.
cut the sample about the. I ate a lot about. I ate a lot of grilled cheeses when I was 12. And where'd you find the "My name is John Doe"? You know how it runs sample. Is that from
So,
somewhere? Or did you
so
record
the
that?
which one? Oh, the My Name is John Doe is from a Diamond D record called I'm Out of.
Ah, I was like,
Yeah,
God, it doesn't sound like him. I was trying
yeah.
to figure out where that sample came from.
Because of course
But
the original Back to the Grill is or it's Back to the Grill, not Back to the Grill, Devil's Son
yeah.
is the name is Nas, Kid You Know How. No, oh God, it's actually from Back to the Grill again, right?
Oh man,
The name
okay.
is Nas, Kid You Know How It Runs. I mean,
Ah,
right?
also it was two
So
different parts.
right, so I flipped it
Oh
into
man, I thought it was one. Okay,
yeah.
yeah, that was cool. And I don't DJ at all, but there was one thing. There's a when I pretend I DJ, there's this one scratch that I do that you did in there. You know, it's kind of like the one where you like fade it in. You're just like going back and forth, and then you fade it in with the volume or the crossfader, and then you fade it back out. I don't know what it's called because I'm not a DJ, but I that was like the only scratch I knew how to do. I couldn't chirp or anything like that, but it's like it starts really loud, and then you drop the volume, and then you bring it back up.
Like almost like a scribble fade almost, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that's about the extent of my my DJ skills, man. But yeah, that's cool, man. Just like again, a lot of cuts, man. If you're a DJ fan, you'll enjoy this thing from front to end, man. And I love it. Even in music today, I always try to incorporate scratching if I can,
Right.
because I think it's such a underused resources. So yeah. And so how did you sequence this? So is this like when you recorded it? I mean, I have it where it's broken down into two different sides. Online, it's broken down into 8 different tracks. Is this
Correct.
one just one straight track that you just broke down that you
Oh, you
recorded
mean
it?
the entire project?
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Let's see. So from what I remember, um, the Illest came first.
Okay.
I recorded that one first, and then you know how it runs. Recorded that second.
Ah, I
I
see.
think I think the one called Duck I had sitting around, and
Okay.
I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. And then of course I had a scratch sentence, which is bandolier, and then or
Yep.
what was that called?
I
I had
got.
the
Yeah.
I forget what it was, but the scratch sentence I kind of did last, and then the beat I just kind of threw on the basically it's the "You Can Make It If You Try" loop, which is what they used for Wicked
Yeah.
and also New Jack Hustler.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. And so then you mentioned Duck too, which is kind of the other and remaining full length track on that. And just oh man, the Suck a Duck sample. Where was this? Where's that from? That was a
Suck,
good one too.
Suck a Duck. That is Eric Sermon off
Oh,
of.
okay. Yeah.
Is it Suck? No. It's Rakim. It's
Ah,
Rakim from My Melody, I believe.
that's a good one too. And just I'm sure it takes a long time to find the right sample. And
Right, and sometimes
yeah,
even if you find the right verbal or the right vocal, it just doesn't work because maybe it just doesn't work. Like maybe there'll be a snare right there where he says
yeah.
it, and it's not going to work. But yeah, I was lucky with that one.
Yeah, and I kind of wanted to just hear it from your mouth because I think you mentioned it earlier. So when I was going through it and coming up with some questions, I was like, do you build the track around the drums or the sample? And you mentioned that you kind of hunt sample first and then you build the track around the sample. Is that not always the case?
Usually, just in general, what I do, I
Huh?
actually have the skeleton track first,
Okay.
and then and then I guess I figure out where to put the like I guess it'll be like a chorus or like an insert or any kind of like maybe some little verbal thing at the end of the fourth bar or whatever. And then from there, I kind of fill it in with the scratches. So
Yeah,
once you get the beat laid down, then there's a whole lot of kind of I guess composing or what have you that you have to do to get everything filled
I see.
in that section.
Yeah, super.
So let's start with the beat, and then I guess whatever I don't know what you would call it, but I usually have an idea of what I want to say. It's a 16 bar. Say it's a 16 bar section. Maybe every fourth bar or every eighth bar, it's going to end with this, and then fill in from there. That's usually how I do it.
Yeah, what a great project, man. And you mentioned Bandolier, which is the track that closes it up. And yeah, man, very cool, complete project, very short and concise, but I thought it punched with a bang. And like I said, man, it was one that I played constantly when it first came out, and I used to work out to it. But super cool, man. It's super cool that we get to talk about this project, man. And how you, I mean, I'm sure you were happy with the release. And so, did you guys do like a special release for this? Did you do like a where you go and play it out at a shop or anything like that? How did you
Well,
guys release the record?
I kind of released it very quietly on Instagram because I
Oh
believe,
man, okay.
yeah, well, I believe when I received these, I
Hmm.
believe it was during the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
think,
that makes sense.
yeah, I think it
Yeah,
was still
yeah,
during
it
the
is.
pandemic.
You're right. The time period. Yep.
Yeah. So I think it was still during the pandemic, so I couldn't really do anything. So I just kind of quietly released it on Instagram, and I made it available on Bandcamp. That was pretty much it.
That's
But
right.
everyone, yeah.
The timing with
So
it.
right.
And so there's still a couple copies that they can purchase online, right? This
Oh
is a
yeah,
cool.
I still have copies if people want to go to Bandcamp, and I think there's some other stores that do have them. So they
Yeah.
do a search to be able to find them. But yeah, they're
Yes,
still
sir.
available.
Yeah. Hey, I got it in my collection. I think it's an amazing piece, and I appreciate you just taking time to talk to me about it, man. Really cool from how you guys came up with the cover and the where the sample originally came from for the original Bulletproof concept, and just it into its entirety, man. Really cool. Thank you for talking to me about that, man. Are there
Sure.
any other special stories that you want to share with me about this 7 inch?
So you'd mentioned the grilled cheese sandwich, and I pointed out the sucker next to the ducks, the
Yeah.
sucker duck. I don't know if
Yep.
you could make. I don't know if you could make it out the very first picture on the top. That is a box of bullets in a flight
Ah,
case.
I should have asked you to the top right, right?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
So that's a flight case with a box of shells in it.
Yeah,
Or
there you go,
a box
man.
of bullets. Yeah, a box of bullets in it. Yep.
Hey, what about on the back cover, man? It looks like so I see the lollipop, but under the duck there's something. I thought it was like a cookie at first. I'm not sure what is that part of the lollipop too as well? The
Oh,
sky blue and
yeah. That's a lollipop as well. There were like I got a pack of lollipops. I think there were Tootsie Pops with like two tone flavors and whatnot. So
That's super cool, man. Yeah, I love the picture behind it, man. Very cool project, man. I think y'all need to go support this, man. And you're right, it came out during the time of the
right.
pandemic, so it's hard to just kind of yeah, just advertise it and do something special on the outside for it, man. That's super cool.
Well, kind of like
Yeah.
you mentioned before, like I kind of miss the physical project, the physical aspect of doing a project like this,
Yeah.
because this just adds a little bit more. I just adds more to it as opposed to just something you can download. I'm sure you feel the
Yeah.
same way.
Yeah, 100%, man. I got some of my friends who are still in the game, just transitioned to just full digital, and I still do hard copy projects,
Right.
and some of them are like, "Hey, why are you still doing that?" I just need it. I need a
Right.
copy for
Yeah.
myself, and yeah, it's just something I enjoy, man. So I'm glad you do that. And I've got a piece of hip hop history in my hands, man. There you
Yeah.
go.
Thank you.
Yeah, super cool, man. Well, I know when we were talking about like getting ready to do this other session too, we had talked about some other things, man, and you mentioned your love for certain kinds of food, man, like like New York style pizza, barbecue, and lumpia. And it's funny you mentioned lumpia because that's like the universal Filipino,
Right.
dish that everybody likes. But being an Asian guy, man, there's different kind of egg rolls, man. So they got the Chinese style egg roll that you can get at Panda Express.
What?
Filipinos have the crispy and the fresh. You ever had the fresh lumpia where it's not
Yeah.
not crispy?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just
Yep.
vegetable. And
Yeah,
then the Japanese and Koreans have their variations of gyoza and yakimandu.
right.
And I want to hear from your mouth, man. The supreme egg. I can't believe we're talking about this like number one egg roll, man. Out of all those, I'm sure you've tried as an Asian dude, but you still feel that lumpia reigns supreme over all these other type of egg rolls.
I do because
Okay.
so I learned how to make lumpia from my late father. So he
Okay.
taught yeah, he taught me how to make egg rolls and or he taught me how to make lumpia. And the way he made it was pretty much 13 vegetables minimum.
Oh wow.
So that being said, whenever I get lumpia or spring rolls or egg rolls anywhere else, usually I'll break it apart and what do I see? Cabbage and carrots. So let down, right? So so yeah, he taught me how to make it. It's usually like 10 to 13 vegetables.
Oh,
So that's how I make it. It's a long kind of drawn out process to make them properly, but it's so
yeah.
worth it. So actually ran out probably. We had like I think we had like maybe 3 dozen lumpia, and we ran out like probably last month, and it means I have to make them again.
Yeah,
But
you gotta stop stock them
yeah,
up.
it's a long process because again, my father was a really good cook,
Okay,
and so he taught me that you have to. Well, the way he did it was he julienne cut every vegetable by hand,
dude,
just so.
these
Yeah, he said they have to be uniform or else they won't cook right. He said they have to
skills,
be.
man.
Yeah, so I mean, I remember it takes me about 2 hours just to cut the vegetables and make everything. Yeah, that's just to cut the vegetables.
What do
And
you use? So what are you using? Are you so I know you're using carrot is pretty standard. Onions
right,
is pretty standard. Do you use the bean sprouts too? What other vegetables are you using?
there's cabbage.
Oh
There'd be
wow.
yeah, broccoli, tofu. I leave out the ground pork because my wife doesn't eat pork.
Okay.
Um, there's let's see, there's sayote. There's acorn
Dude,
squash.
sayote. Yo, that's
Sayote.
legit. Yeah.
Yeah, acorn squash, potatoes, sweet potatoes. I mean, there are a lot of vegetables go in there.
Dude, that sounds amazing.
Yeah,
So
and so
you guys make the vegetable lumpias then?
yes, we make the vegetable lumpia.
Okay. Yeah.
Again, I always want to try to make the lumpia Shanghai,
Yeah,
but
the
again,
smaller ones. Yeah.
if I make them, then basically they're all for me because of pork, right? So
Yeah. Dude,
so
you're not just an expert in not an expert in DJing, dude. I heard you say, and so some people don't know this, the lumpia and the lumpia Shanghai, which is,
right.
yeah, I was like, oh, he went PhD level on lumpia.
Yeah, yeah, so as we both know, lumpia, I guess lumpia gulai, right? I don't know what.
That's right. You're absolutely right. Lumpia
Yeah, lumpia
gulai.
gulai has all vegetables, and I had tofu in mine, which is still vegetarian.
Yeah,
Uh, and then we have the lumpia Shanghai, which is usually ground pork seasoned with
that's right.
mushroom, onions,
Oh my
not
gosh.
red and white onion. So, but yeah, and also I made lumpia before, and the air fryer does not work well. You got to deep fry
Yeah,
it.
you need to.
You know,
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, because it's weird. We're breaking it down to a science now. When you do it in the air fryer, the skin of the lumpia it looks white, right? It like
right.
fries white. It doesn't get that same brown color.
It does not. It does not. Because we tried it one time and we said it's okay, but
Yeah,
it's a lot better to just deep fry them. There's just no getting around it sometimes.
yeah. Do you
Deep
seal
fry.
the wrapper? Did your dad teach you how to use egg yolk to seal it, or how do you seal the wrapper, or do you just use water?
Um, you can use water with a little bit of flour, or you can use egg yolk. I can't remember what I used last time.
Okay.
I think I might have used uh, water and flour and water mixture.
Yeah.
Just
Oh man. Well, yeah, I'm sure your friends love it when you make lumpia, and it's great,
oh,
man.
I have actually yet to have any of my friends try it because I
Oh,
mean,
you gotta share it, man. Those are bomb. They'll go quick.
but then it takes out of ours.
Yeah, it does
But
does take a
but
lot
it's
of work.
funny though. But it's funny though because with our lumpia and probably with you too, you use vinegar, right?
Oh, so that's what I was gonna ask you, and I totally forgot. Was the salt? Yeah. What do you use to dip your lumpia in? So you're a vinegar guy. You're
Yeah.
OG all day.
Yep.
You won't use ketchup with it.
No, no ketchup. No ketchup.
I think I
Now,
ate it all fucked up when I was a kid. I used to
what are you
eat
talking about? Lumpia Shanghai with ketchup or
lumpia
lumpia?
Shanghai with ketchup. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
I
Did you do
okay,
that?
I might have, or maybe I might have, or maybe the sweet and sour chili sauce, possibly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know a lot of the other Asians will use the sweet chili sauce.
Right,
But you're right. The vinegar with the onions and the salt and pepper.
right.
That's the way to do it. You can do both Shanghai or gulai with that.
Yeah, the vinegar is actually better with the gulai, with the
Uh,
lumpia gulai. But I think, yeah, I guess you can use ketchup with the Shanghai egg rolls, but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think a chili sauce probably works better,
That's
or
the
sweet and sour.
that's how it morphed a little. It took on its Western characteristics with ketchup, I
Right,
guess.
right.
But that's awesome, man. You are truly you are very very knowledgeable in the art of lumpia making. It's super cool, man. Yeah. Okay, so let me take it a little further, man. You mentioned pancit. And so there's two different kinds of pancit, right? It depends on the noodle size.
Mhm.
You know the pancit canton and pancit bihon, right? Are you
I
familiar with
believe,
those two?
yeah, I believe I made the bihon is the thin vermicelli, right?
Yep.
The yeah. So I make the bihon. That's another one my dad taught me is pancit
Nice,
bihon.
dude. Your dad taught you right, man. Oh my
Yeah, he
God.
did. Yeah, yep. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so okay.
he
So
taught me
you
how to do that.
do you like the thick noodles or you favor what your dad taught you?
Yeah,
The
the thin noodles are better. Yeah, I prefer the thin noodles. Yeah,
yeah.
because they're lighter and they just seem to be less. They seem to be lighter in terms of flavor and just in terms of weight. It's just not. It's just not as heavy as
Yeah.
like a pasta noodle or whatever. But yeah, I definitely do prefer the thinner vermicelli noodles.
Yeah, that's good. And then do you leave out the meat because your wife doesn't eat it too? Is it all vegetable pancit?
We'll put chicken in there. Sometimes we'll use shrimp, but
Okay. Oh yeah,
yeah, so,
yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, my dad actually he does. I think it's kind of cool. I've never seen this, or maybe they have doing it, but they'll use bihon as the base, and then just mix a little bit of canton in it. So it's like it's mix. It's mostly the thin glass noodles, and then it's got some thick noodles in it. It's a combination. It's kind of cool, man. But yeah, yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, I think you're right. You know, I prefer pancit bihon better. It just feels lighter, but
right.
just I double the intake, I guess maybe. But it
Yeah, I
feels
do
lighter.
remember. Yeah, I do remember. I think one time, I think my father had maybe forgotten to buy the vermicelli noodles, so he used the ramen noodles, and I thought,
yeah,
and it was fine, but
yeah,
I prefer the vermicelli noodles better.
yeah, yeah. And then you guys use the lemon too
Yeah, yep,
to
because we don't have
reinforce it.
calamansi. Yeah, no
Yeah,
calamansi here.
yeah.
Yeah,
Can you get calamansi in Ohio?
I I doubt it. I never. Yeah, I just use lemon. It's fine, you know.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to send you a box. I'm going back to Cali. My dad has a calamansi tree, man. So
Can
calamansi's
you
the
ship those?
best, man.
Can you ship those across state lines?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. But it's got the calamansi juice. Do you drink that too, or when you can? I know they have it like on the commercial end too.
When I lived in the Philippines, I didn't have the calamansi juice, but I was a big fan of the Guyabano juice. That was
Oh
really good. I
yeah,
haven't had it
that's
in a
really
while.
good. Yeah,
Yep.
even just the fruit itself is good. Yeah. Do you know the
Yeah.
English or the English name for guyabano?
Oh gosh. As soon as you tell me, I'll say, yeah, that's what it was.
No, you know what? I haven't been able to confirm, but someone asked me the same question. I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know what the English word is. I think he called it sour sap.
You're right. Soursop. Soursop.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I
Someone
knew as
grilled
soon as
me.
you said it, I would know.
Yeah, I just said, oh, yeah, I just guyabano to me.
You're right.
So
Soursop. Yep.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Filipinos got some crazy fruits, man, and they're really good that are not here. Are you familiar with the lanzones at all?
Yes.
Yeah, and atis.
No.
Atis is
But I know about yeah. I know
it's
about
hard.
Lanzone.
It's hard for me to describe too. So, but yeah, you'll have to look it up. Wait, do you have any plans? With, somebody who travels as much as you do, you and your wife, you guys travel a lot. Any plans to go back to the Philippines at all? Is that on the list, or since you've done it already, not really?
I would like to. My father's actually buried there, so I figure that I'll go there probably maybe in the next let's say maybe 2 or 3 years, and probably
Yeah,
just go there, visit him, visit the town where they're from,
yeah,
and just spend some time there. Because last time I was there was for his for his funeral, so
Okay.
it was kind of a mixed bag of emotions being
Yeah.
over there. But yeah, I would say that I would eventually like to go over there again pretty
Yeah.
soon. Maybe, like I said, maybe in the next 2 or 3 years, possibly.
Yeah, and the DJ scene is really big out there, man. That would be cool. You as being a, ethnically Filipino dude, a DJ, you go back and perform in the Philippines too, man, or spin a session
That
out there. That'd be really cool, man. I
would be
love it.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, well, good, man. Hey, man, that's awesome, man. I love discussion of food. I can talk food all day, man. But here's a good one before we close the session up, man. I'm gonna ask you for top three because maybe one is too easy. But before we close the session up, man, what is John Doe's favorite junk food? Give me your top
Favorite,
three. When John Doe has
favorite,
the munchies, or he's got to stay up late and work on a project, what's his favorite junk
favorite junk food. Ah, favorite junk food.
food? Does he not eat junk food because he's
Oh
so
no, I eat
healthy?
junk, but do tacos count as junk food?
Oh man. How about in this case what we'll call things like
Snacks?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, maybe like Doritos, Oreos, something like that.
Okay, let's go with any kind of cheese puffs. Let's go with almonds.
All right. Salted
And
or has it got to be flavored?
sometimes I go for the coconut or maybe the dark chocolate almonds or
Oh.
blueberry. If you're familiar, blueberry almonds are really good.
Oh, I gotta try that. That's
Yeah.
the Diamond brand. I think I've seen that.
Yep, exactly. And then I would probably say Cheez-Its.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
Cheez.
All right, those are good, man. I go to those some in some form or another. But yeah, really cool, man. Well, hey, man, again, thank you for taking time to talk to me about the Illest 7 inch. It's fun. Again, I wanted to circle back with you because it's a project that I really enjoyed, and I love just talking about random stuff too, man. So it's fun. So with that, man, I appreciate it. Is there anything that you want to share with us in terms of project before we close this amazing interview out?
For one, as you said, these are still available. Hit me up, or
Yeah.
you can find them online. And you can always check it out on my Bandcamp. Easily searchable, easy to find on Bandcamp. You can check it
Yeah.
out. I'm actually in the midst of recording another project
Oh.
called tentatively called Fun and Good Times. So
Oh.
that should be that should be interesting when I'm done with it. I might post some preview snippets here and there, but
Okay.
still working on it.
Very
Same,
cool,
same,
man.
in the same vein as the other projects, like maybe a quick 10, 12-minute mix of just scratching and beats.
Shoot, man, I love all that stuff. So with that, hey, thank you again. Any final words before we close this awesome session out? I appreciate it. I can't wait to get it out, man.
Okay, well, appreciate you talking to me about this, and yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.